So apparently Starbucks has a Pokemon Go Frappuccino. Interesting. Let's actually see if this is actually good. It's actually not bad. But you guys didn't come to see me drink a Frappuccino. You guys came to see how I made my instrumental video. So let's get started. Alright, I'm back in my dorm. Now it's time for me to show you guys how I made the backing track to Don't Wanna Know by Maroon 5 and Kendrick Lamar. Let's get started. Let's start with some mallets. I hear a clap in the original track, so let's add that as well. Get the kicks and the snares. Add a crash cymbal. Now take that and reverse it. Now that sound's going to be used to transition from one part to another. Add some hi-hats. And don't forget the bass. And don't forget your filters and effects. And if you followed all those steps correctly, your instrumental should sound a little something like this. Now that's how I made the backing track to the song Don't Wanna Know. Now I know that it's a really oversimplification of what actually goes into the instrumental making process. There are some other sounds in there that I didn't mention, such as the shaker, the percussion plucks, some snaps, a guitar, some sub bass, and some pads. And there are also some other effects that go into the sound making process as well. A good example of this would be the mallets. Obviously throughout the whole song we can hear a mallet percussion in the track. The difficult part of it is to duplicate this sound. We can't just take any random mallet from any sample library or any place in the world and just hit the mallet and say, hey, we got this original sound, right? No. We have to take that mallet sound and try to morph it and modify it in a way that closely resembles the official soundtrack. In the case of the mallets, I used a process called EQing, or equalization, to boost and reduce some of the frequencies in the sound. I've also added some compression to tighten the sound a little bit more, to reduce the dynamic range, as well as to make it sound louder. I've also used some sidechain and some tape stop effects. And to layer it all off, I've ended it with a filter. And that's really all there is to the mallet sound. But that's just one out of the many sound that there is in the instrumental making process. I didn't even go over the bass, the pads, the claps, the kicks, the percussion, and none of that. I didn't go over that. There is a lot of stuff that actually goes into the percussion side of things, believe it or not. But yeah, that's just one out of the many instruments that there is in the instrumental. And you just have to listen to the instrumental as a whole, take out some parts that you know that you need, and then try to recreate and duplicate that sound. That really is all there is to the instrumental making process. You're just listening to the track and trying to replicate what you've just listened to. Whether you have to listen to it 10 times, 100 times, or even 1,000 times, you really have to do whatever it takes to get the instrumental to sound right. In my case, I've worked on this instrumental for 11 hours and 39 minutes. So that means I spent at least 11 hours listening to the track over and over again to try to recreate the instrumental. On top of making the sheet music and filming everything, the instrumental process is just a whole nother level of craziness in and of itself. So yeah, so making the instrumental alone is already a long process, let alone making the video, recording yourself playing the saxophone, which I did in a previous vlog. So trying to make the time to do all these things is another challenge already. So I hope this video gives you guys a little bit more of an inside look on how instrumentals are actually made. But this is my instrumental making process. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but this is how I usually make instrumentals. And if you guys are interested in knowing a little bit more about the instrumental making process, for example, how I mix or maybe even how I master the whole entire track, just let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can make that a future episode. And as always, peace.